Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. So I'm afraid to go in my backyard now. Let me tell you what happened. Good morning. I was suntanning my butt cheeks yesterday in my backyard on a picnic blanket, listening to an Archangel Michael audiobook, reading an herb book, a magazine actually, a special edition by Better Homes and Gardens that actually used really good paper. But anyways, that's a side note. And I'm laying on my stomach because, like I said, backside time. And I get this kind of urge to do a downward dog. And I was like, all right, that's weird for me, but okay, maybe that's what my body needs. So I'm kind of then I go into a child pose, but I'm still kind of looking at my magazine and just, so I'm not laying completely flat. I'm kind of in this, maybe I'm going to get up position. And I look over and I cannot believe what my eyes are laying sight on. And it is a fairly decent sized black snake cruising from my house towards the garden, but from my angle I thought he was cruising towards me. So nothing like facing your fears, your biggest fear, in a swimsuit. So I stand up and I don't scream, I just go completely Southern woman. I was like, oh my God. And I stand up and I drop my phone, and what was hilarious is before I dropped my phone, my thumb pushed pause on the video. So even in my moment of panic trauma, I still paused my video. Drop the phone, hop backwards, and then watch it take its course into the broken garden bed. Now, mind you, I had just been looking at this beautiful, gorgeous magazine, thinking to myself, I really need to weed the garden, and wow, it really got overgrown and everything's looking kind of scary, and I was already oh, my poor garden. And then let's add a big old black snake to the mix. Now, I don't know if it was a rat snake or a racer snake, but it was definitely a fucking snake. And if you ever heard my childhood trauma with snakes, I'm dealing with this, okay? I'm trying to not fear this creature. And I have a YouTube video where I'm bawling my face off about this a little bit, and other fears, but we don't need to go there. I'll just tell you real quick. My stepdad chased me and my sister around the yard and through the house with a dead snake. Well, a snake that he had just clipped with the lawnmower, and he was wiggling it and shaking at us, and we were screaming our fucking heads off. And anyways, that really traumatized me for my whole life. Okay, that happened to me as a kid, and then now my whole life, I gotta deal with this snake stuff. So I'm trying to make myself feel better about it. Snakes are important. They help with rats. You know what I mean? They're part of nature. They're really important. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just still afraid to go outside. But I did go outside this morning. But now I have my dogs patrolling everywhere I go. And I'm just on the lookout. And see, one time a couple years ago, quite a few years ago, there was a huge black snake in the basement. And so I've never really shaken that off either, and it's just okay. So anyways, I just wanted to tell you why I'm afraid to go outside now barefoot or sun my butt cheeks. Anyways, it's Tuesday, so we're gonna pull some tarot cards, and I found moving on. That's all I can talk about this without just I don't know. It's just ridiculous. So I found a couple cool tarot spreads that I've shared on Instagram at Tarot Spread Layout. But the one we're going to do today, after I walk down and get these lunches, I got to go get the lunches real quick. But I wanted to tell you the snake story before my daughters got up, because I don't want to tell them, because then they will really, truly never go outside again. Ever. All right, so I think the tarot spread that we're going to do today is Why the Fuck Do I Feel This Way? It is from Obsidian Pumpkin. And I found it a long time ago. Now, Obsidian Pumpkin, this is the last post that they posted in February 3rd. So I hope that they're doing okay. She had some like other really great pictures, but not too many. Not too many posts. But the last thing that they posted in February was this really funny tarot spread. Now, it's funny because like, it's called, and actually, maybe for the sake of publishing, I could call it Negative Emotions Tarot Spread. But on the top of this picture, it says, Why the fuck do I feel this way? And in the background, there's a 3-card spread. And in the background, there's like a cringe emoji, a crying emoji, an angry emoji, the straight line, straight mouth emoji, sad face emoji. Is why the fuck do I feel this way? And there's 3 questions that I think that could be beneficial and helpful regardless of any, like, it's like, where are these negative emotions coming from? Okay, so it could apply to a lot of different situations. Obsidian Pumpkin said, I'm so moody today. I started the day anxious, woke up from a stress dream, and have been super unmotivated and grumpy this evening. I needed to ask the cards WTF. So this was in February, and the reason I even found it was I had taken a screenshot of this layout, and I was going through my photos on my phone because I'm trying to clean house, right? I'm trying to declutter my house, my phone, my mind, my life, my everything, right? And I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I wanted to do this spread, but I was waiting until I was having some negative emotions. And so the questions are, where the fuck are all these negative emotions coming from? That's the first question. The second question is, what do I need to consider before I can move past these negative emotions, right? Because, yeah, we want to move past them, but maybe there's something we need to consider first. And the third question is, what actions can I take to move past these negative emotions? So this is a negative emotions tarot spread, but it's going to answer the question, why the fuck do I feel this way? So if that resonates with you, I want you to go, first of all, make some tea, okay? Get yourself some tea, get your tarot deck, and get situated. I got to run down the road real quick and pick up my kids' socialist school lunches. And I'll be right back, and I'll have some tea, and we will shuffle and see where these negative emotions are coming from, what do we need to consider before we can move past them, and what actions can I take to help. So yeah, like I definitely have a few emotions I could pick from, this week. But I'm acknowledging them, and I'm observing them, and I'm moving through them, but it's still relevant, this tarot spread. Now, if you do go to Tarot Spread Layout, the Instagram Tarot Spread Layout, I have 121 followers already, and I've only posted 21 spreads, but hey, I'm trying to pick the best of the best here. I have a self-care spread that you might want to do, and a full moon spread. So there's a couple extra spreads that I might not get to in this podcast, but you can do them on your own. So if you're on Instagram and you're already following me at Herb Oracle and all my other ones, I have 4. I have Herbal Marie, Herb Oracle, Angelic Herbs, and Plant Gaia Seeds, as well as Tarot Spread Layout. So I think you're allowed to have 5 accounts, and then they cut you off. All right, I'm going to run down. Let's get some tea, get our tarot cards, and be back here in 10 minutes. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our massively important herb of the week, hawthorn. And I dedicate them all to you. Thank you. I am healing my heart. I rise to challenges and overcome obstacles. I open my inner gateways and connect with love within. I expand my mind and intelligently lead with my heart. I feel protected and stimulate my capacity to love. I am inspired, harmonious, and full of hope. I am healing my heart. I rise to challenges and overcome obstacles. I open my inner gateways and connect with love within. I expand my mind and intelligently lead with my heart. I feel protected and stimulate my capacity to love. I am inspired, harmonious, and full of hope. So be it. Okay, I'm back. What kind of tea are you drinking? I am drinking, it's a yogi tea. It's like a detox dandelion. So it's basically like a spicy dandelion tea. It's really good. It's really, really good. Okay, let's see here. Let's pull up my Instagram again. And the negative emotions tarot spread. So why the fuck do I feel this way? All right, well, I guess first of all, it's like, before you do this spread, I guess identify the negative emotions that you've been feeling. Now, I'm not extremely negative this week, but I mean, like, I did get to the point where I was like, okay, I am de-Facebooking my life, right? So there was definitely some negative emotions that inspired me to do that, right? Like I felt like annoyed. There was annoyance. I feel like that's a negative emotion. Yes, it is an indicator. Annoyance is actually like a pretty important to notice, you know, like, okay, why is this annoying me? You know, I was annoyed with myself, wasting too much time with it. I was annoyed with some of the dudes in my DM. Like I thought, oh gosh, I just might have to delete and block a whole bunch of people. And then it was like I started going through my friends list and being like, ugh, get rid of. And then it was like I just got that brilliant idea. Instead of deleting people, why don't you just delete yourself, you know? And then, wow, all your time is returned. And yeah, it's not business savvy, I guess, to take away my podcasting pages. However, almost 2 years now, I think, since I created the Facebook for my podcast, I have seen like hardly any benefit from maintaining presence there. Like if you don't pay for your post to get promoted, Facebook just like keeps you in the shadows, and even the people that are following you hardly see your posts. And there's just like basically like I'm posting on Facebook for my mom to like my post, and she don't even listen to my podcast. So it's just like, right. So I had a bunch of emotions like that. Now, granted, I'm not going to talk about the snake anymore because my kids are getting up. But like, okay, that's pretty obvious. And like, I don't even need to say like, why the fuck do I feel this way? Well, it's my fear. It's coming up from childhood trauma. You know, like, okay, so I don't know if this will really address that in my life. But yeah, I would say like if you're ever feeling like any negative emotions like irritation, annoyance, unforgiveness, that this might shed some light on that, you know. So anyways, you know what your negative emotions are. I know what mine are, and today we're gonna hang out, pull 3 cards on Tarot Tuesday Tarot, to answer why the fuck do I feel this way. We gonna do it. We gonna do it, honey. We gonna do it. All right, so I shuffled my cards pretty good. Before I even shuffled them, I smeared them all around my desk on the tabletop and got them going every which way. So every once in a while I like to do that, especially like if I feel like the same cards are stalking me, like this skeptic in me, skeptical Sadie's like, smear them around, shuffle them again, make it so it's not accidentally coming out. Because, you know, if you're stalking me, fine, like I want to know that there's a reason, not just because I'm not shuffling good enough. You hear me? All right, so let's slurp our tea together. You can find this tarot spread at Tarot Spread Layout. It is from Obsidian Pumpkin. Okay. And we're asking, where the fuck are all these negative emotions coming from? The moon? Where's the moon? It's like a half moon. So we're like halfway through the phases of the moon. So we can't really blame it on the new moon or the full moon. Like, we're in the middle of it. So we can't even blame it on the moon, really. It is the last month of, or the last month. It is the last day of June. Like, where in the world did June go? Tomorrow is July 1st. Like, how's that even possible? But of course, me, I'm like, all right, Summer, now you can hurry up and get going so my garden can die and I can plow it over. Like, it makes me, having this snake in my experience, it makes me want to plow down all of my wild spaces that I'm here to grow and protect. I need therapy. I need someone to work through me with this, you guys. I need to feel better about this. And I get it intelligently and intellectually. But, you know, it's like I don't feel like every morning I usually walk around the yard barefoot and like I'm in my garden and I'm like, oh, there's a flower. And I walk in through the stuff growing and I don't really like think twice about it. Now, like even when I walked out down my steps and in my driveway, I'm like looking here, looking there, looking here, looking there. It's just so annoying. See? So my negative emotion is definitely annoyance and fear and irritation and impatience and go fuck yourself. Those are my negative emotions. All right, so where the fuck are all these negative emotions coming from? Where? WTF? Where the fuck are all these negative emotions coming from? There's my card. All right, it's Slippery Elm with that old ass house. It's the 5 of Earth. All right, so this definitely answers my personal question right off the bat. We've got this card before. It's the white house that has the 2 chairs on it, but it's like an old house. Here's the thing with me. I already struggle on a daily basis to like this house. My ex-husband's house, right? It's my home. It's where I live because I have nowhere else to go. I don't have enough. I don't make any money right now to pay the garbage bill, let alone utilities and rent. Okay, so this is where I'm at. Like, make your peace, honey. Feel thankful that you've got this arranged situation. But every day, like, this house is old, it's fucked up, this house is fucked, okay? Like, everything's broken. The garage doors are broken, and inside the garage is a hoarder's paradise. Like, you know, this is the mess that he left here. This is the mess that I have to live with. Like, the basement's disgusting, the floorboards are all broken, you got to be careful you don't get splinters, like there's cracks everywhere, it's just old, it's just ugly, but it's dangerous too. A lot of these parts of this house are dangerous, right? So I already struggle to appreciate, but I still love this house. I just said all that and I can still 100% say I love this house. I do. This is I've lived here for like a decade. Like, I love this old ass house. But I already struggle to overlook like pretty much everything with this house, and then throw in that fucking black snake. Now, like, I've had it. Like, I don't even want to live here anymore. And obviously, it's like, honey, snakes are everywhere. Okay, you can't move away from the snake. Like, you'll just find a different snake. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, I already struggle. And this did not help. So I know there's some affirmations because I was listening to this awesome audiobook, which I ended up ordering the book. I want to tell you the name of it because I like to share with you things that that are relevant. Okay. The audiobook is on the YouTube channel Giving Voice to the Masters. But let me tell you the name of the book. You're going to love the name of the book. The book that I was listening to yesterday is called Your Word is Your Wand. Write it down. Live it. Let it be your truth. Remind me when I start talking like this that your word is your wand. So what am I talking about right now? Snakes. What am I manifesting more of? Snakes. Like I need to knock it off. I know better. Okay. But anyway, this book called Your Word is Your Wand. It's by Florence Scovel. Scovill Shin. Florence Scovel Shin with 2 N's. And I actually got on Thrift Books because that's where I like to order my books, not Amazon, because Amazon can suck a dick. Where are all these negative emotions coming from? They're coming from 5 of Earth, Slippery Elm. Anyways, I went ahead and ordered this book because I want to reread some of the affirmations in it, but I'm not going to find it now, but I'm almost positive this book is from the 1920s. So this is like, Florence was one of the original, like, law of attraction, affirmation talking, like, she may have been one of the ones that brought it in. And, of course, everybody else after her tried to take, everybody tries to take credit for it. Now, that's fine, but it's like you'd think Abraham Hicks, and I love Esther. Esther, I love you. Invite me over. We can hang out. Like, everyone thinks that maybe, like, she was the originator one. Well, she kind of got it from Seth. And where did Seth get it from? Maybe Florence. Okay, just saying. Just saying. So anyways, that book, I listened to that audiobook, and then I ended up ordering the complete works or the complete writings of Florence, whatever the heck I said her name was. I closed it, so I've already forgotten. Because she has 3 other writings or books. So I'm getting myself some reading material, probably not to read out in the yard on a blanket, but somewhere. I'll find somewhere I feel comfortable reading this book. And I ordered another book because if you ever order on thriftbooks.com, it's like if you just order over $10 or $11 or something, you get free shipping. So it's like, well, I could either get a book for $5 and get free shipping, or pay the shipping and only get 1 book. So it's like, well, you might as well get 2 books and it'd be like the same price. You know what I'm saying? So guess what book I got? Women Who Run with Wolves. Women Who Run with Wolves. It's been on my wish list forever, and it was one of the books that I could find for like $5 something, and I got it. I'm getting it. So I'm getting those 2 books to keep my mind entertained, to keep my mind inspired. That's what Hawthorne, did you listen to that quickie podcast yesterday about Hawthorne? Oh, it'll only take you 5 minutes. It wants us to heal our hearts, but what was the one other thing that it said? It wanted us to expand our minds too, and you know, work them and take them into new places. So like, yeah, there was a bunch of herb books, but like, honest to God, I was like, I don't want another herb book. I need something else. I need something to help me be a stronger lady. I need something to help me stay on my solitary witch's path. I need something to like inspire me. And then I got that book, Your Word is Your Wand, because I got all the books. They're in one book, their collection. Because I need to see these words that she was talking in print. She had these amazing affirmations. So anyways, the question is, where the fuck are all these negative emotions coming from? And I pulled the 5 of Earth, The slippery elm card. It says a slippery elm sapling sits in the empty yard. See, that's what my yard needs to look like. Empty, not a wild jungle. Sits in the empty yard of a beloved home that has white paint chipping from its sides, just like my garage doors, and boarded up windows. That's where I'm heading next. So wind supports are in place, and the tender trunk is protected from deer by a circle of bamboo. The home is old and in need of repair, but it is sturdy. The old black chairs rock in the wind. So where the fuck are all these negative emotions coming from? Slippery Elm says economic and physical hardship may cause stress. Yeah, it's just the life I've lived has not been easy. It's not, you guys. I make the best of it. You would give me a gold medal if you saw what I need to do in a day just to get the laundry done. Just to get the laundry done. I have to venture down into the scary dungeon. I have to pump out the water from the previous load out the window illegally because I can't put it in my septic. I have it all rigged up out of like this big blue barrel, and I have a hose that's taped to this metal pole so I can fit it out the window, and I pump it out, and then, I do my laundry, and then and then like a lot of people, I have to take it outside and line dry it. But if you saw my basement, you'd be like, here is your gold medal of bravery for venturing into the underworld to get your laundry done. So economic and physical hardship may cause stress. So I'm just saying, I make the best of it. I can do it. It's done. Okay? And I never even hardly complain. And I've been without a dryer now for quite some time. I'm not even asking my ex-husband to fix it, right? Even though he is my landlord. But the whole point is, it does cause stress. It does add up. Setbacks can take you by surprise and reduce vitality. Alienation from your support system compounds the issue. So that is what Five of Earth is answering the question, where the fuck are all these negative emotions coming from? Well, it ain't no surprise, sweetheart. Look what you do. Look what you do. There was like a month where my kitchen sink would not drain, and I had to bucket out the water into the driveway. Things just don't function here. And it's like, you might as well put me in a cabin in the woods, without any modern conveniences, because that's almost what it's like to live in this house sometimes. It's just, and then you pair that up with a lot of other economic things, and it's just setbacks, divorce, disappointments, podcast failures. It reduces vitality. And when your vitality is reduced, when you feel alienated from your non-existent support system, it all compounds, and voila, that's where the fuck all the negative emotions come from. So I just want to tell you, it has made me have the most phenomenal coping skills. Phenomenal, but I am human, pretty much, and it does add up sometimes, and I get a little sassy. I get a little irritated. I delete my Facebook. I'm just joking, because really, I am so happy to be Facebook free. I just feel good for you, Sadie. Good for you. Buck the system. You don't have to go along with the crowd ever. All right, so slippery elm is a valued botanical. It is very soothing. It reduces inflammation in the body. It is a little susceptible to disease, to the Dutch elm disease. So what it teaches us is that even in hard times, we have to access the resources and don't lose faith. Don't lose faith. Tomorrow, we're going to manifest more hope, but actually hope is it's like the precursor to faith. So it's like, don't lose faith. If you did lose faith, if you don't have faith no more, hang out with me tomorrow. We're going to manifest hope, which will get you back to having faith. What else? You have the skills to protect what remains and make it through the crisis. Create a warm and comforting place to hole up while your situation improves. So yeah, I mean, that answers the question, where the fuck are all the negative emotions coming from? Okay, good job, 5 of Earth. Good job, Slippery Elm. You answered it. Now, our second card, what'd you get? Did your card answer yours? Whew. Now, the second question, what do I need to consider before I can move past these negative emotions? So Slippery Elm basically said, get cozy, get some books and find a dry space and read and be cozy and drink tea until this passes. That's what Slippery Elm told me to do. Like, just, you know what? Just keep on reading your books and listening to your music for now. Because what else can you do? Nothing. I mean, you can maintenance the best you can and try to make things smell good. Light some Nog Champa. Cut down some weeds. You're going to have to, Sadie. You're going to have to plow a lot of places over, I guess. All right. What do I need to consider before I can move past these negative emotions? Tell me, Herb Crafters Tarot. What do I need to consider before I can move past these negative emotions? So yeah, it really is like about learning the lesson. Dang, yo, how many more times do I gotta repeat this before I learn whatever lesson I'm supposed to learn? What do I need to consider? What do I need to consider before I move past these negative emotions? I was just thinking that maybe I wasn't ever going to know when to stop on the card, and one card flew down on the floor. It's number 10, the Wheel of Fortune, the kitchen garden. Now, this garden is beautiful. Somehow they are still able to like see the rocks and the sundial, and you know, their herbs seem under control. My herbs are out of control. My gardening spaces are wild and unmanageable, and like I can put rocks and stones there and everything just grows up over it. It's insane. Like, I would have to just really up my commitment to being out there fighting with nature. Like, I just have a notion to like get the rocks out of there so we can mow it and go into container gardens, something I can maybe manage. Anyways, what do I need to consider before I can move past these negative emotions? Number 10, the kitchen garden, the Wheel of Fortune, says put your faith in the turning of the wheel. Stay centered in the midst of change. Find the medicine unique to every season. And it's just kind of making me laugh because I'm like, okay, summer, go ahead and do your thing so we can have winter come in and, you know, kill everything again. But you know what? Put your faith in the turning of the wheel. This too shall pass. I look up at 22 minutes, 22 seconds, 20 poo. This shit will pass. This negative emotion will pass. What do I need to consider before I can move past these negative emotions? Well, where is your faith? Are you centered? Yeah, you're in the middle of a whirlwind, or not. Maybe it's just like a little earthquake or a little skirmish, a little something, a little change. But are you staying centered? Consider that. Consider your faith. Consider your centering. Consider that for every season, there is a unique medicine to harvest. So the promise of the garden is change. Events may unfold that redirect your path. Some things may feel beyond your control. You don't say. Find the larger pattern in the chaos. The holy days mark the revolving cycles of nature. They may bring disruption, but they are always reliably in forward motion. So the wheel of fortune, the kitchen garden says, when your soul compass spins, find stillness in the experiences that easily allow you to be yourself. Trust life to come into being, as the plants always do. There is a transformation in each turn of the wheel. What emerges from this development will point to your true north. So, yeah, I mean, what do I need to consider? Well, I'm just in the middle of a cycle, a turn of the wheel. It is what it is. But what I can put my faith in, what I need to consider, is that the wheel will turn. And if I don't like where it's at right now, it's like, just give it a hot minute. Just give it a couple weeks. Just give it a couple more months. And in 3 months, it'll be July, August, September. It'll be the September, October, November. Like, everything changes. Everything turns. So just kind of be centered in the midst of the change and kind of go with the flow. So what do I need to consider before I can move past these negative emotions? Well, anytime you're in negative emotion, take a second to evaluate, like, where is my faith? How grounded do I feel? How centered do I feel? How easygoing do I feel? Am I feeling tossed and turned with the wheel of fortune? It's like, am I the hamster in the hamster ball, like out of control? Or am I going with the motion forward? Am I appreciating where I'm at and what season I'm at and seeing the benefits to each? So Wheel of Fortune just reminds us, when you need to stay grounded, hold a small round stone in the palm of your hand and breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good advice. Take a deep breath now. Everybody breathe, breathe, breathe. What was I just... Oh, I was reading the box of Yogi Tea, and it was saying, like, put your arms out, and it was like, quickly breathe in and out of your nose, like, to like help you wake up or something. I don't know. Anyways, do some breathing today. Okay, last question for our Tarot Tuesday for the Why the Fuck Do I Feel This Way spread. What actions can I take to move past these negative emotions? So, I mean, truly, Slippery Elm and the Kitchen Garden already gave us some really good advice. But let's see, like, what else we can do. What actions can I take, or we take, if you're resonating with this, or you take, if you're pulling your own cards. What actions can I take to move past these negative emotions? But I do love the advice to breathe, stay centered, have faith, make the best of it, curl up with a book, ride it out. But it's time to take an action now. Time to take an action. So what further action can I take to move past these negative emotions? Now that I understand where they're coming from, I understand what I need to consider. Great. Now what action can I take to move past them? I got Dandelion the Fool. However, there's another card who really would like to come out too in the middle of the deck. Should we look? Kind of hard not to. Oh, I'm putting it back. It's Cannabis. All right, I'm putting it back. Okay. Cannabis came out to make me laugh. All right. What action can I take to move past these negative emotions? Answer, cannabis. Dandelion, the Fool, has come out to say to me, follow your dream seeds. Be audacious in your adventures. Seek wisdom in weeds. Okay, that is funny. So yeah, dandelion and the kitchen garden, and nobody wants me to plow over any weeds because we love the weeds. I love the weeds. Heck, even cannabis is saying, even me? Ha ha ha, big old stoner grin. Even me? You love me too? You love the weed? The weeds. I love the weeds. On the fence about weed, but I mean, at times, sure. Now let me just peek and see what cannabis, the key terms are. That's all about activism and stuff, right? The cannabis card, what is that? Number 11, justice. Seek the truth, make informed decisions, consider the consequences of your actions. So I did put it back in the deck. It's not coming out in my picture. I'm sorry. You're just not. But I do like the idea. It's like, okay, before you go plowing things over, filling things in, basically burying medicine that you mostly like. Now, granted, there are some places where I'm like, I don't need that growing here, or that plant is ruining this garden space. Like, consider the consequences of your actions if you plow down a lot of the green growing spaces, okay? Just, that's all that cannabis wanted to say to me. But dandelion, the Fool, says, what actions can you take to move past these negative emotions? Honey, leave them in the dust. Just get going. Follow your dream seeds. Seek wisdom. Seek the wisdom in all these experiences in the weeds. Be audacious in your adventures, because the world is full of adventure. So you need to be open to what you have never known before. How do you get past these old, I've been there, done that, I know you all too well negative emotions? You need to start being open to what you have never known before. Security, support, enjoyment, joy, bliss, like just being like so well taken care of. You just don't even have to feel like you're a primitive pioneer to just, get basic stuff done. You have luxury. Consider luxury. Consider beautiful things. Consider shiny things. Consider connection on levels that you did not even dream was possible. So how do you get past these negative emotions? You stay open to what you have never known before. Just like dandelion seeds float freely in all directions, trust the changing winds as you embark on a new journey. So just like the dandelion has bright yellow flowers that are bold and lively, be as audacious and spirited in your explorations. Just as dandelion is thought of a weed, right? Even though you can see your life as weedy, no, you can get to know these weeds and know that it is medicine, right? So keep your mind open. So a lot of these experiences in our life that we would consider obnoxious and invasive, right, are weed experiences. Like, oh my gosh, this negative emotion is like freaking an obnoxious, poisonous weed, right? Consider that analogy. And then keep your mind open, because maybe there's some secret medicine in that experience, in that emotion. There's some secret healing wisdom to be discovered. So keep your mind open. Be willing to experience life as a beginner. Be a pioneer. That's what it says. Be a pioneer. But God, do I have to do chores like a pioneer? So bottom line, what actions can I take to move past these negative emotions? Have that beginner's mindset. Be enthusiastic. Be hopeful. Be positive. be excited, be inspired, and actions follow your dream seed. Take some new adventures and be very deliberate in your quest for wisdom. Yeah, so basically on Tarot Tuesday Tarot, our advice is to be a dandelion, right? Why the fuck do I feel this way? Well, now you know. Now you understand it. Now you've considered a bunch of things. Now you've got some solid advice, and it all boils down to being a dandelion. So what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a dandelion. Sounds good to me, honey. Be a dandelion.